I got to get my lawyer to look at it. And, my old me would have said, oh, sure, fine, take all the time you want. But, I took a page out of the guts rule book and put the salesman first. And I told him, listen, you can take all the time that you want, but at the stroke of midnight, the offer is off. So tell you what, why don't you just tell me no and let's just say it's over, and I can move on to the next house. Then you can take all the time you want to get your lawyer to look at a contract that's already void. How would you like to move forward?
That
Oh
was
no, no,
kind of, Felipe, that was kind of what we were speaking about before. When you go to a prospect, if you sound like a beggar, don't expect them to treat you like a millionaire investor or anything else. You got to be direct. You got to be assertive. You got to say, hey, I'm busy, man. You came to me with a problem. I'd like to make you an offer, give you a solution. I'd like to do business with you. In fact, I made a decision. Can we do business today? Or are we just going to have a kumbaya session here? Because I don't have the time. I've made a decision. I want to do business with you, Mr. Perkins. Can we do business today? Can I ask you 2-3 quick questions? Do you need, if you found a solution to your problem, Mr. Perkins, could we do business today? Are you ready, sir? Because I am. No sound, buddy. Sorry. There's no sound coming on. Sorry. You might want to come back on, go off and come back on again. Yeah. Sorry. You can hear us though, right? Nod your head if you can. Okay. We just can't hear you. I don't know why on that. Alan, did you hear that the way I used my words?
Mm-hmm.
Success, millionaires sound success. I was telling Felipe before, when I speak to people, I don't want to sound like any other salesperson. Salespeople are subservient and submissive to the prospect because they sound desperate to me. You ever hear a desperate salesperson? They usually sound like beggars to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's the more they need the deal, the more it comes out. It's like it's a law of need. Like the more you need the deal, the more desperate you're gonna be. And we were also talking about like what do like millionaires, billionaires, like the most successful individuals out there, what they have in common is they exude confidence, and they put a high worth on their time.
Does enthusiasm sell?
Absolutely.
Enthusiasm. There are certain traits of millionaires. This is something I've studied millionaires. I've studied successful people. I've played golf with them. I've read books about them. They have this certain aura, this ambiance, this something. They have this confidence level. They're direct. They're to the point. They have the same, they value their time. I always say this. I think successful people don't like to fiddle. I'm in the South. I'm in North Carolina, so I'm going to use a funny expression they have. They don't like to fiddle fart around. Okay, yeah. You've heard that, Claudia, right? They don't like to fiddle fart around. They don't like to waste time because time is a natural resource to successful people. Great salesmen, millionaire salespeople, they get a prospect who doesn't have the need, doesn't have the money, doesn't have the authority to make a decision, doesn't have the character to keep a decision. It's not timely. Bye-bye, dude or dudette. Yeah. And this is what they say. And they get right to the point. Sir, they're very diagnostic. They stay away from that intellectual gobbledygook, time-wasting presentation. Sir, let me tell you about the history of the pencil. Everything. I know you need pencils. Let me tell you about my company, how long we've been making pencils, how it started on the wagon train going west with a wagon train full of pencils. You just want to know, where can you order a couple gross of pencils and can you get a fair price for them? You don't want to hear the history, the intellectual. But the gut salesperson says, sir, why do you need pencils? Who's your regular supplier? What happened? We've never done business before. Why are you calling me all of a sudden to buy pencils? What happened to your other supplier? Who you been getting your pencils from? They're good people, right? Then you give me the problems. Well, they're out of business. They don't have any more supply. The inventory's gone because of the pandemic or something.
They raise their prices, whatever.
What was that?
they raise their prices or whatever.
They raise their prices. Well, yeah, everybody's raised their prices, sir. We got this inflation. You know, when you come $1 trillion here, $1 trillion there, pretty soon you're talking about real money. So somebody's got to pay for all these programs and trillions of dollars. I'm not getting political, don't worry. Somebody's got to pay for all these programs, and I guess it's your pencil manufacturer. Hey, do you see what's going on with building supplies right now? Lumber is through the roof, man. Paint, drywall. We're having we don't have enough housing in a lot of places now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are doing rehabs. They're building new houses, custom homes, stuff like that. Building supplies are in short supply. Guess what happens when something is in short supply? Like pencils.
The prices go through the roof.
Right? It's called supply and demand. All we've got to do is talk to people, ask the questions, make sure there's a little stroking, maybe a little emotional nurturing, and a little bit of redirection. I don't understand. So you can buy pencils anywhere. Why are we talking? Why'd you call my company? You've been in business, you've gotten pencils from other people before, right? And then you go into your thespian mode, your acting mode, where you might want to use a little scarcity. This is where Cialdini is so valuable. I always cite Cialdini.
He's the godfather of persuasion.
Yeah. What's his name of his book again?
Well, you have influence and you have persuasion.
Yeah. Yeah, the good books. And I took a lot of what I learned from Cialdini and Dr. Eric Byrne and all these different people. And I put them into my books, How to Sell with Guts, The Mentor Teaches the Guts Sales Method, The Rules of Guts, all my books, which anybody can get for free, by the way, on my webpage. Little plug, slid it right in there.
Shameless plug.
The thing about it is sales is such a skill of acting, psychology, power of suggestion. And it can make you so much money if you know how to speak to people the right way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I don't think people speak the right way. I don't think people sound like millionaires. They sound like beggars. Help me out, Alan. Why do most salespeople sound like when I get a salesperson and how are you today? Kumbaya, let's sing and let's make some s'more. To me, I get that vision of the little dog at the table and we're at steak night. That little dog is going, Why do I feel that way?
Because they're coming from a point of scarcity instead of abundance.
Why are they coming from scarcity? Why do they sound so desperate? Because maybe they are.
Maybe they're not talking to at least 5 good people a day, and the first live one, they think they need to close it.
Oh God, I got to give them everything they want. I'm going to answer all these questions. I'm going to follow up. I'm going to ask for the order 5 times. And what subliminal message do you send to the prospect when you act like a beggar, like a dog begging at the table? What message do you send?
I mean, in every deal or call or sales call, the one that has more emotional control has more chances of getting what they want. And if you're desperate, if you're needy, definitely your chances are slim to none to get the outcome you want, which is money today, a contract today, whatever it is, in one call, 2 maximum. The other thing that it's important with that is that it's not that these salespeople are bad or they're not smart. They've just been giving the wrong advice for years. They've been sucked in the lie of give the prospect everything they want, give them a little bit more, and they will just they will for some kind of miracle they'll go and do that. Like today in today's age where there's so much information available, I mean, you have to differentiate yourself by being an authority without being a bully, but you have to differentiate yourself by like we were just talking about this a couple of minutes ago, how to leverage scarcity and authority and be like, hey, I have something, I have something, a piece of information or whatever that can help me solve my problem. Therefore, and of course,
how much is it? How much is it? I mean,
it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm awfully expensive, Claude. But you came to me with a problem, and I have a solution.
Why do you think it's so expensive? Go do the white elephant, do the fart in the room. Talk about exactly what he's thinking right now. You said, I'm real expensive, sir. I'm probably the most expensive guy in the room. And maybe you are. Okay. I never apologize for being the most expensive. If you're giving the value, who cares? Does anyone want the cheapest heart surgeon?
Or the cheapest car, or the cheapest food, or the cheapest clothing, like like, and this is, of course, a part where a lot of times, salespeople get it wrong. We're not competing on price. That's something that, Amazon does, or, it's a race to the bottom. But if you allow your prospect, if you allow your prospect to treat you like a commodity, that's exactly what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it just you're gonna get just tissues out of, look, they're all the same. Look, there's no difference. They're all the same.
Yeah. And remember that of course your prospects, they have a system. They will manipulate you if you allow them. And it's not that also that they're bad people, but you got to realize and just get out of your own way and understand that people, can I say a little bit of a bad word or not?
Go ahead.
So prospects don't give a shit about you. They just care about if you can solve their problems. Is this a guy that can solve my problem? And of course, is this a guy that is going to get me emotionally involved to solve my problem? Then you have a winning combination.
You're so much more expensive. I want to do real estate, and all the other realtors are willing to do it for 3-4%. You want 6%, and man.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, I'm right now with the current market that we have, I'm doing 7%. But let me ask you this.
You're too much, man.
I am. My wife said the same thing the other day. But but let me ask you this, because take a guess. You're a smart guy, and by the way, I can definitely introduce you to another realtor that will be happy to have your business for 1 or 2%. There's great people out there, they will take you out for a ride, give you free ladders around town. But let me ask you this before I go. Why do you think that like people pay me 6-7% commission to sell their homes? Just take a guess. You're a very smart guy.
Okay, off the role play. I'm going to give you an answer someone once gave me, and let me see if you can do the answer. Back in the role play. Well, they must be crazy. Why would I pay 6%? You must have a lot of crazy clients, sir.
Yeah, the craziest and happiest clients out there. I'll be happy to give you some references. I don't know if I got it right. You let's reverse it, because you do it better.
No, you're right.
They must be crazy.
You're right, sir. I have a lot of crazy clients. Crazy as a fox, because they're the people I work with. They want results. They don't want problems. They don't want legal issues and lawsuits. They want to get the top price for their property, or they want to get into a home for a fair, reasonable price with good financing. And they don't want bullshit, and they don't want hassles. And I work with people who want results. So listen, if price is your only consideration, there's plenty of people much cheaper than me, but you won't get the results that I give my clients. Is it over, sir? Are we done? Because I'm really busy.
I mean, it's just, I wasn't expecting to do 6% commission. It's just too much. And I know the market is super hot.
It's a lot. Now, off the role play, time out. If you were going to discount, okay, let's say, for instance, you do discount. You're willing to eat a 0.5 point. This is the biggest problem I have with I work with a lot of realtors and investors, and they're always discounting and everything, but they do it prematurely, which is back to the little dog begging at the table. Oh yeah, let me drop my drawers.
Without being a good thespian and a good negotiator, because one of the number one like golden rules on negotiation, if you're gonna, give a concession, you have to get something of equal or more value in return. So, sir, like, I mean, oh my God, my broker's going to kill me if I do this. But let's suppose for a minute, I'm not saying I can, because I'm rarely we've been able to do this. But if we could agree, I'm just, it sounds crazy, but to shave half a point in the commission, you wouldn't be ready to move forward today, or would you?
What did Felipe just do that 99% of salespeople will never do? He took a stall or an objection, and he's using it to close me right now. Most people, I did a video yesterday, it's on YouTube. I did a video, it's called Missed Opportunities. Most salespeople miss the opportunity to close because they get too emotional and they want to go back to their gobbledygook presentation. They want to, let me talk all about that brochure again and everything. Instead, the prospect said, you're too much. Sir, I pay a lot. And people, let me ask you something, sir. And it's okay to say no to me. And this is something I never do. If I was willing to give you, I'm almost regret saying this before I say
I
it.
almost regret saying this. That's a good one.
I can't do, if I was going to give you a half a point discount, could you make a decision right now so we could get to work, get your house sold, help you buy a house, help you finance a home, help you get into a rent to own, help you start your Chihuahua dog cleaning service? What would you say to me next, sir, if I was willing to bend the rules a little? It's okay to say no, because I got to go anyway. But I'd love to earn your trust and do business with you. What would you say to me next if I was willing to? I'm coming down a little, you come back, you come up a little. Fair? What could we do next?
Man, let's just do it.
What?
Let's just do it.
Thank you.
I need to sell this. Boom.
Then you go back to stroking and nurturing. You stroke him, you nurture. Sir, I so appreciate your trust in me. Thank you. And listen, we're going to get the results you're looking for. And then you go over everything. You reiterate it emotionally for him. It's all about emotional selling. I say this shit every day. It's emotional selling. You can do all the brochures, the slideshows, the PowerPoints. You can do that crap all day long. But you know how you sell me? Do you know how you get me to sell? You give me a little table outside the supermarket with a couple of little cute Girl Scouts, and they come up with samples and free cookies. Hi, mister, could you help our troop, please? How do you say no to that?
There's no defense against it.
She doesn't tell me how the cookies are made. They're made by little elves in a factory in Minnesota or something like that. And they're full of gluten and everything. She doesn't tell me that. She just says, can you help us? Cute little girl in those little brownie uniforms or whatever. How do you say no to that? I talk about, you guys know, I spent $80 on 2 stupid t-shirts at the DIA airport 3 weeks ago, only because the girl knew how to sell me. It's so easy to sell. Corey, did you get your sound back on, buddy?
I don't know. Did I?
Yay!
Yeah, finally.
Good deal. All right.
Say hallelujah. Say amen. I'm going to go.
Amen.
Corey, just 1 second here. I just wanted to read a quote here. One of my favorite movies is Patton with George C. Scott. And he comes out in his uniform with the big American flag behind him. And he says, one of the best lines I ever heard in a movie. I love movie quotes, okay? And he says, America loves a winner and will not tolerate a loser. America, we love a winner. So act like a winner. Act like a millionaire acts like a winner, doesn't waste time, very direct, very high level of confidence, sometimes too much. We see that in certain people sometimes, and it's a turnoff. It's a balance thing. But people want to trust, they want to believe. Absolutely. Corey, let's give you the floor here. You've been trying to get on for a while. How you been, buddy?
I've been good. How about you?
I got nothing. I'm in North Carolina.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, I was frustrated, was it yesterday? I'm having some issues with some rental properties. Some are good, smooth sailing. I have a few that I don't know if I want to keep them or turn it over to a management company and, you have to, pay, but just let that go. or just sell it. So I have one that we bought a lot, and then we bought a house on Piers and moved it onto the lot. Real
Wow.
good deal. Back in 2005, really good deal. It appraised for a lot more than we paid for it, and I've been renting it since 2005.
Okay.
And
Making money?
yeah, well, not this past couple of years. The area's gotten really bad,
Oh,
crime, and it's so I I don't know if I want. And there's I'm using this
when you
example.
say going bad,
Crime.
okay.
Just
Okay.
there's an apartment complex across the street, and it used to be decent. Now it's just
Okay.
getting
And it's
bad.
now, even in this high demand market where people are moving to the suburbs and the country, there's no turnaround, no gentrification here, right?
No,
Okay.
no, no.
You may
Definitely
not
not.
want to ask me what you should do in this particular thing. You may not like my answer.
Well, I think I'm gonna sell it, but
You think?
yeah, we owe like 22, and it appraised at like 80. It's a small little 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
Somebody give this man advice. What am I thinking right now, Alan? Tell him, read
Lease
my
purchase.
mind and
You
tell
thinking lease
Corey.
purchase? Lease
Hey,
purchase.
Corey, yes, there you go. Why don't
I
you
wouldn't even lease purchase it. Alan, what would you do?
I would have put up a sign immediately and say for sale.
Okay.
Me too.
See,
Felipe?
I mean, dealing with the 3 T's, tenants, toilets, termites, it can be, I mean, it can be a distraction. Like, I mean, the real question to answer, it's like, if you're not sick of it, just keep the house. If you are, just get rid of that thing, because I mean, your time is going to be way better spent in other deals. I mean, if you own multiple rentals, or you can pick up another couple deals in a better part of town, that's what I would do. I'm the kind of guy that I, unless it's an absolute home run, I sell everything. I sell it. I sellerify. I do whatever, but I don't want to be a landlord. That's for sure.
mm-hmm.
There are two great days in your life, Corey, the day you buy and the day you sell. And this is subjective. You can disagree with anything I say. I've had the world's worst tenants. I mean, I'm not even, I wish we were together with a bottle of Seagrams here right now and we could tell some stories. It's Friday. But I've had the worst tenants. I've had wonderful tenants who became friends, who bought houses from me, became investors, became clients in the gut sales method with me. Good day. The best day is when you buy and when you sell, and life is too short to deal with socioeconomic issues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why? You made money on the property, right? I mean,
Right.
You're ahead of the game, right?
Okay.
Sounds like you got 60,000 equity in the thing.
Right. So the deal with me is, this is before I even knew who you were, back when I started getting into investment properties.
BC, before Claude.
Before.
Yeah.
You're right. So I read a book, and I'm a petroleum landman. I'm 1099, so I have no retirement plan. I have to create my own. So real estate, here it is, buy and hold. That was way back 2002 is when I started. So it's hard for me to let go of these things, because I think of long term when I'm much older and I have all this equity. And now, when I quit working, I have all these properties and I'm have this passive income coming in. So to get rid of one, I've already sold one. I'm selling. If I sell another one, it's like, okay, I have that much less equity for the future. It's just hard for me to let go of it because of that.
Why? You're emotionally attached?
No, not hell no. But I mean, it's just for later on, future passive income. I have it there. And if,
put it in another property. Can't you? Have you spoken to your accountant or a tax attorney? Could you sell this home, put the cash in a Starker or something, and then a 1031, and then exchange it into another property, a more appreciating neighborhood?
1031. Okay, I didn't think. No, I didn't.
No. I mean, let me ask you this, because so it looks like you're worried about missing out on the cash flow.
Right.
Okay. How about you do this? Because you only owe what, 22 on this place?
22.
what are you renting it for?
750.
Okay, is your tenant interested in buying the place?
Well, it's right now it's vacant. There's no really
Okay,
prospect right
so
now.
instead of a rent to own, if you finance it, you create a note, you don't have to worry about repairs or anything, and then you just hold the deed in escrow. So if they don't pay you for 90 days, you just, instead of foreclosing, you just, you record the deed, and then you rinse and repeat.
Okay,
But
owner.
the thing is, like, you're not gonna have to worry about about doing any kind of repairs, maintenance. You can sell it as a handyman special. There's probably gonna be someone out there, blue collar, that wants to, like, do those, like, keep up. They need a backyard, so because these are typically like hardworking people that all they need is just a backyard so they can, do a barbecue, have some beers on Saturday. That's your kind of buyer. But the good news is that if you sellerify it, it's you're not having to worry about maintenance and all that. I mean, just I've done a couple of deals that way on lower end neighborhoods where instead of being a landlord, I became the bank, and we loved it. We
It's
want to do more of
basically
that.
like lease purchase is basically the same. Is that the same thing pretty much?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, there's no title exchange. There's no change in the deed or title on a lease purchase. It's just an enhanced rental, a lease
Okay.
with option. You know what April 22nd is to me? Why that date is so important to me?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It's the day we sold a house in San Diego in a section called Spring Valley. Okay, we sold that house, and every April 22nd, Chloe and I open up a bottle of good champagne because that's the day we got rid of one of the world's worst properties. Nothing but tenants in and out, trashing, evictions, and we still made money when we sold the property and we got it behind us. It was just a never-ending series of
yeah.
bad tenants.
Getting late.
And evictions and repairs. And I dealt with people. I thought you move into a property and you get an opportunity, you pay your rent on time and you don't make waves. I'm naive as hell sometimes. Okay. This is a property we did a long time ago. So to me, good homes, here's my philosophy: good homes, good neighborhoods. You make a mistake, and we all do. It's not just you, Corey. I've made them too. Get out of the damn thing. If you don't see any future writing on the wall on this property, just get out of it and get into something better,
And I got another one like that also. There's a duplicate
house.
story. It's an apartment. The complex is just going down, and
Get out of it. Listen, that
especially if it's an apartment, man. Apartments are, I don't know. Probably everybody's aware of what's happening here in Miami.
Sure.
That building. It's.
What do you think's going to happen in Florida? It's not to change the subject, but after this national news, this horrible thing in Florida, all these people died in the building.
It's 5 minutes away from my house. It's literally 6 blocks away where we go to the beach every Friday and Saturday. We actually go, there's either we use 88th Street, which is where this building is, or 94th Street. And you could never see that coming. Now, the ones that are like really making bank on it, it's engineers. They're going, checking on buildings and saying,
what's going to happen? Talk about the costs, the construction costs, the inspections, the insurance is going to go through the roof.
Through the roof. It's going to be insane. For
Florida
anybody.
Insurance, isn't Florida insurance very high anyway, Felipe, because of the hurricanes?
Absolutely. You have to have flood and wind. That's a big chunk of it. It's going to be a before and after for sure. That's statewide. And because there's already massive class actions coming in but
what's that going to do to management companies, insurance, building costs, upgrades, inspections? What's going to happen to Florida real estate because of this issue?
It's going to become, because it's going to get way more scrutinized. The prices are going to go through the roof. It's like the gas in California, like when you have so much regulation, you have to,
yeah, gas is almost $5. Gas is almost $5. It is $5 in LA in certain gas stations right now, right? It's expensive. This is the marketplace we're in. Stuff happens. We have to adjust. right? And Corey, my thing is clean. My advice to you, if I was in your shoes, I'd clean house. I'd get out of these, if these properties, based on what you said, there's no future in them, right?
It's cash flow. I mean, that's just still get cash flow, but take my happy, like my wife said, it's taking your happiness away. And
you know what?
What's it? How much is your peace of mind worth?
Right.
The headache factor, man. The
sleep factor.
Yeah.
How about the sleep factor? Do you go to bed thinking about these properties? Wake up when you
I wake up, definitely. Yes. Yes.
You do what all guys do at 2:30 in the morning, at least this guy. And then when you get up in the morning.
Corey, look at Claude. He's 36 years young. And Claude, do you still own any rental properties?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But good homes, good neighborhoods, good people inside those homes. You know what? They pay on time. They don't want to rock the boat. They like the house. They don't want me to. I even go to my tenants. I'll say, look, I'm not going to raise the rent on you unless I get some exorbitant property taxes or insurance or anything. You don't bother me. You pay on time. I don't need a management company because it's self-managed and you're taking care. You get a leaky sink, you call your own plumber or you fix it yourself from Home Depot. You don't bother me. I'm not going to bother you by raising your rate. I'm not going to increase your rent. You're a problem. You're a maintenance-free tenant. I love you. Would you like to keep your rent the same? I'm still making money.
And of course, like you're by not raising rents and keeping good tenants, you're still saving yourself money because like vacancy, all it takes is 1 month of that place vacant between tenants, and there goes your rent raise. There goes.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it this: my tenants on my rentals are paying my mortgage. They're paying down my mortgages or more high. It's still appreciating. They're paying off my loan. I get the tax benefits. I get the appreciation. And they're renting it. If it's a rent to own, same thing. If they want to buy it, great. I can sell it to them without a realtor. Okay, they'll pay the closing costs in my contract, or they'll renew year after year, and I get a bonus option consideration to keep the option alive. I just want peace. Maybe it's different, Corey. Seriously, I just want peace of mind. What's that worth?
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
It is to me. You know how many people are suffering right now? And I'm not talking about the tenants here. I'm going to speak like an entrepreneur. Do you know how many people, mom and pops, who worked, saved up, didn't go on vacations, and so that they could buy a little fix up, okay, and fix it up and then rent it out. And then the great Soviet socialist state of Southern California said, no, you don't have to pay your rent. Don't worry about it. We know how hard it's been. You don't have to pay that hardworking mom and pop who provided you with a good, clean home. You don't have to pay them anything. Don't worry about it. I got problems with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Am I a bad guy? Am I a nasty guy? Am I a nasty capitalist or whatever?
Mm-mm.
You know, why should the mom and pop suffer? And they kept extending the forbearance on evictions and all
yeah,
that
for another month or so. It's crazy.
Oh I'm going
now. And let's and this is a legal legal department question for Uncle Claude. There's something else in California that takes it even further, which is the tenants are allowed to sue the landlords. I don't remember the name of it, but it's
constructive eviction,
something like that.
When
or
the
like
landlord
for failure
shuts off the electricity, or
no, and there's like for
that?
failure to maintain something like that. It's like something that it's only on the that you can get away with in the left coast. So pretty much they can. It's like the slip and fall, like bottom feeder type of attorneys that they sue landlords for. I don't know. There was like your.
Yeah. I have an umbrella policy on every property I own.
You have to.
You have to. You could have the newspaper delivery boy trip and fall on a rubber band, and we're in a litigious society. We see all the law commercials on news. You guys ever watch Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune? All you see is lawyer commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I think back to what Felipe was saying here, they call it the warranty of habitability. So if you're renting something out, even though you put like the maintenance and repair onto the tenant, by law, you still have to make sure that the water is running, the toilet is flushing, the roof
Habitability.
is not leaking. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's law. That you should do that. You should provide you should provide people with running water and toilets that work and things like that. Heat and air conditioning if it's zoned for your area. You should maintain the habitability if you're going to take on the role of a landlord. But make sure you got the right property with the right kind of tenants. Do your homework on your tenants. You know, do they change their jobs like you change your underwear? Or, I mean, do they have the world's worst credit score? There are people who really maintain their credit. I think maintaining your credit is the most important success tool in your belt of success. Okay, I think checking someone's credit, here's where I'm going to get in trouble, guys, before we go today. I think when you see somebody with is it okay to be judgmental here today? Will you guys forgive me?
Absolutely. I mean, we are all judgmental, whether we want to admit it or not. I mean, people make a judgment out of you, no matter what they say.
I think you see somebody who's 27 years old and their credit is gone. They've been bankrupt and they've had more jobs than you've ever seen before in that short in 27 years. I think you're entitled to make a judgment about the character of that person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that person, you put them in your property, you know you're going to have trouble. They didn't pay MasterCard. They didn't pay their car payments. They didn't pay their school. Not going to go there. Their school loans, not going to go there. But they're going to pay you. Are we naive? Are some investors too naive about reality?
It goes back to what we talked a couple minutes ago. Being desperate to get a deal. You kind of like, you get blindsided you kind of like hope for the best, for the deal to work out, even if the red flags are all over.
Absolutely. Mr. Hull, Mr. Fee Bolden, that's supposed to
I gotta
be
get going,
Alex
guys.
Bolden.
It was great seeing you.
Thanks for
Take care.
Thanks for
Have a good one.
See you guys. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
There we go. Alex, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. We're coming out of an entourage call, and this is a private call. Private call, or would you like the rest of the guys to join the party?
Hold on, you're going in and out.
No, we're good. I've been strong all day. I'll tell you what.
All right. Yes, my connection. I'm getting it.
I'll tell you what. Alex, you log off. I'm going to log off this call, which I'm simul broadcasting on YouTube. And give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes, and we'll go back into the call.
Okay.
Okay, good. And Corey, if you'd like a private call, I can speak with you later today too, if you'd like.
I would. Like 15 minutes.
If you'd like to come back to me in a half hour.
I can do that.
Just come right back on here. Alan, so glad you joined it.
10:15 or my time, 10:15.
Your Central Time.
Right.
So that would be it's 10:44 here. So that would be for you 30 minutes from now. That would be 11:15, 10:15. You're right.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right. And for anybody else watching,
Alan, thank you.
We hit some good topics there, huh?
Excellent.
I'm drinking the caffeinated coffee today. You can tell, can't you? I feel strongly about the business and the people who come in this business, because I know how hard people like you, Alan, people work at this business. And I think, we need the skill set, and we need to deal with reality when if we're going to be an investor in real estate, we've got to know the law. We've got to be great at sales and persuasion. We've got to do our own marketing.
Excellent point.
Nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. I know everybody says, well, I want to scale it, and I want to delegate, and I want to build a team. And I got to tell you something. I think most people that I know are kitchen table millionaires. Okay, there's nothing wrong with delegating it, but in the end, you got to take full responsibility for your business. And
I forget what rule that was in the guts method, but you are responsible for where you are in your
you are
life.
responsible for you. If you want to see all the answers in the universe to why your life sucks, all you got to do, it's real simple. Go to the bathroom mirror. You can complain, you can blame the weather, God, politicians, you can get out your little box of boohoo tissues, but in the end, who's responsible for your life?
The guy in the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know there's all the little boohoo stories out there. Oh, you don't understand. And listen, everybody, it's tougher for some people than other people. I'll acknowledge that. But you know what? In the end, it's your life. How do you want to live it?
Certainly. I mean, I think, this whole thing is it's just a game, It's like you got to start getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, like take little baby steps to the point where like you're getting good at the agenda, the qualification, the close. But at the very beginning, I can't go straight to the championship without first going through the playoffs. So
there you
it's
go,
like
man.
a lot of obstacles.
You got, and and when you take responsibility for your life, your success, your income, man, it just all of a sudden, it's like, it's great. And you can make it happen. And on that high note, I have to go, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So
Always
glad you could join it. And everybody else, if anybody wants more information about the gut sales method, go to my webpage, claudediamond.com. I got a free book there. I got free 15-minute conversations. Nobody deserves success more than you good people. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th. Yeah, America.